David, can you tell me? We'll move on to other subjects here because I did want to get to some other things. It seems to me, based on allegations that I'm reading yesterday, that maybe Diddy's got extraordinary lawyers and maybe rich people usually historically can get out of just about anything with their money. But what I read from the details yesterday, that seemed like that's someone who's not getting out of prison. And when you don't give him bail, like I thought he was a flight risk before. I thought he was going to go the Russell Simmons route as soon as this started closing in on him. When you're reading the details on Diddy, does this seem like someone who's going to be in prison for a long time?
I think it's totally irresponsible to answer that. But what I will say is that he is going to not have an opportunity to get a plea deal. And the reason I think that this will go through a trial is because they want to make an example. They want him in prison for life, and no one accepts a plea for life unless the alternative is capital punishment. But what's in the indictment is damning, and that's how all indictments are. But now you have to go prove it in front of a jury of your peers. And proof is not 1,000 bottles of oil. As crazy as it is, and what we heard about the freak-offs and how awful and disgusting and disturbing, that's not our justice system. You have to get into court and get people to see what happened and prove what happened beyond the reasonable doubt, which is super hard to do. But I'll tell you, from a optic standpoint, he lost already. But from a in jail for life standpoint, that remains to be seen.
David, you say you don't expect the plea deal to happen. However, a lot of I read through some of the court filings, and it seems like they have a lot of this has been captured by a camera in his house, and he has information of other people who have participated in illicit activities ranging in severity. Couldn't there be a plea deal in which he flips on all these other people?
Well, no, it's hard to have the guy at the top isn't the one who does the flipping. You try to get people below to flip in order to get the guy at the top, and you give people below a smaller sentence. P. Diddy is the top. He's the one who they want. So now there could be a plea deal if they say, hey, listen, let's do 25 years without the possibility of parole. And his lawyer says, you go to trial, you're risking life and you're going to live more than 25 years. So I guess there's always a scenario where a plea deal could happen. But if I'm P. Diddy, I'm probably not accepting 25 years. I'd rather take my chances and hope that my celebrity wins the day. But it is not a good day to be P. Diddy.
It's Diddy. That's a fine.
It is Diddy. He's been federally indicted on counts of sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution. The prosecutors asserted that women believed they simply couldn't refuse Diddy's demands without physical or emotional abuse or without fearing that their financial security would be put at risk. David, when you say it's hard to get a conviction, generally speaking, don't federal indictments of this kind usually end up in a conviction or a penalty about 80% of the time? It seems like it'd be the opposite of hard to do. This kind of thorough coming after Diddy, because they waited a long time. This has been an investigation that seems like it's super thorough.
But grand juries do that all the time, Dan. You just have heard of Diddy. That's why this is getting your attention. Of course, you don't put down an indictment unless you think you're going to win. The prosecutors have statistics. They want to win. And so getting a grand jury to agree to indict and doing the indictment and doing the arrest and all the processes. But you're in the third inning right now. And that's it. When it comes to this case, there's a lot more that has to happen. But again, you've given up 5 runs in the first if you're Diddy.
P. Diddy, more like Plea Diddy.
Oh,
so close. I stumbled right at the end. Plea Diddy. That'll just send me away, Dan.
Yeah. I don't need your permission
Minor
for that.
penalty, 2 minutes, stumbling.
Plea Diddy. Right.
Yeah, more like Plea Diddy.
Said it 4 times.
You workshopped it in my ear. I said, go with it, Stugotz. This is a good one.
Really? Samson, you mentioned the Aaron Hernandez, Dominique Foxworth vehicle. You have watched the entire thing?
I have.
And your thoughts?
I don't know if I can say that, but yes, I have watched all 10 episodes, and I would simply say to everyone out there, and this is not because of Dominique, although he wrote episode 5, which is phenomenal. He's the staff writer on the other 9 episodes. It's a fantastic series. It caught me in episode 1, which is available now, the first 2, and you don't want to stop. While you have to wait a week in between, which stinks, this is not your normal Aaron Hernandez story where they're just sort of telling you everything you know. even if you know his story, you're going to learn stuff. And if you don't know his story, then you really are going to be intrigued. But congratulations to Dominique. It's phenomenal. Every episode is tight, and most series can't say that.
Yeah, you know what else I thought was tight? My relationship with Dominique. David Samson got the screener and I didn't get it. I see how it is.
Samson, good talking to you. Nothing Personal is the name of the podcast. Every day at 8 a.m. he does a live show on YouTube. Find it. He's doing stuff no one else is doing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.